Hello dear Aquarians and welcome to your October 2021 horoscope. My name is Justina and I use Western Astrology Tropical Zodiac, and these predictions are most accurate for the rising sign. So welcome. Now October is a pretty active month. We've got 4 planets turning direct and you are likely to experience more action, more stimulation throughout the 4 weeks of October. So let's break this month down for you and see what it brings on a more personal level. Starting from the first transit, Mercury in Libra square Pluto in Capricorn. Mercury is in your 9th house of foreign affairs, higher education, life direction, and Pluto is in your 12th house of hidden matters. So here, both Mercury and Pluto are retrograde at this time. Now with Mercury activated in your 9th house, there is a tendency for compulsive thinking, so perhaps becoming obsessed with a new idea, with a new life philosophy, with a foreign trip, or with becoming more adventurous in some way. At the same time, this is a great time for studying as well, for getting into the root of any problem. Something hidden might come into light as well, especially with Pluto being activated in the 12th house. Now, at the same time, your ideas might be challenged by others, but you will be able to approach deep matters, profound issues, much easier, especially the ones that were difficult to approach before. Now, you might also become attracted to some new life philosophies or new beliefs at this time. Now, on the 6th, we've got a new moon in Libra activating the same sphere of your life, so the 9th house, the house that rules foreign travel, foreign people, life direction, higher education, life philosophy. And a new moon is a time when you are often prompted to initiate something new, start something fresh, so a fresh start. Mercury is still retrograde, so it's not a great time for making some major changes, life changes. However, you might be stimulated to start something new, a new course of study, or alternatively, this could be a new friendship or a new business, international business, or plan a faraway trip. Whatever it is, Mars will be in a close proximity to this new moon. So you will have this inner stimulation, self-confidence, inner energy, drive, motivation to initiate something new at this time. Pluto will also turn direct at the time of this new moon. And with Pluto turning direct, you might decide you want to transform something in your private life, in your inner life, since Pluto is activating this area of your life, of your chart. Now, on the 9th, we've got Mars and Mercury conjunction in Libra. We had one of these conjunctions back in August in Virgo. This time it's happening in Libra. Mercury is still retrograde. However, this is a day of high mental activity. So you might be really hungry for knowledge. It's a really great time for learning, for studying, for researching, for dealing with any assignments or tests. And on the 10th of the month, we've got Saturn turning direct in Aquarius, in your sign, in your first house. So Saturn has been retrograde since the beginning of May. So during this time, you may have done some really strong reevaluations of your life achievements, of your life in general, of your goals. So now when Saturn turns direct, it's a great time for implementing any changes, or for starting something new that could bring more structure into your life in general. And on the 17th, we've got Jupiter turning direct in Aquarius. So here with both Saturn and Jupiter direct, it will be easier for you to move ahead with any projects that have been put on hold or were delayed, starting from October moving forward. Also with Jupiter, it will be easier for you to be more spontaneous, more adventurous, to generally have more fun and deal with long-term plans, deal with long-term projects. And on the 17th of the month, on the same day when Jupiter turns direct, we have a challenging alignment between the Sun and Pluto. The Sun will square Pluto in Capricorn, the Sun will be in Libra, and this is activating your sphere of foreign affairs, life direction, higher education, life philosophy, and your area of hidden matters. So here, during this day, you might experience power struggles. Your patience might be tested, and you might decide you want to implement some changes. You might change something connected to your life direction. Where is it that you're heading with your life? You might bring some adjustments into these ideas. At the same time, there could be changes also connected to higher education, or perhaps there could be some changes connected to foreign travel. If you have been planning to travel somewhere, perhaps that could be triggered at this time as well. Now, with Pluto activated in your 12th house, on the other hand, there is a strong desire for power, and you feel you are likely to feel ambitious. So this will help you to kind of push forward with any triggers that occur around this day. And on the 19th, we've got Mercury turning direct in Libra in your 9th house. So from this point, communication will become easier. Generally, especially with people from foreign cultures or people with whom you study. And just keep in mind that Mercury will be in the post-shadow period until the 3rd of November. So it's something to keep in mind, because there's still a tendency for kind of some misunderstandings or miscommunication, or perhaps some delays connected to transportation. Right, so October the 20th, the full moon in Aries, activating your sphere of communication, neighbors, short trips, short courses, siblings. And with a full moon, it's always a good time for resolving any issues, because everything becomes much clearer. There's a full illumination on this sphere of your life. So here, with the full moon in your 3rd house, you might discover something about your siblings, about next of kin. You might receive some important news connected to any courses that you're doing, or perhaps something to do with foreign affairs. Now, at the same time, you might decide you want to do some traveling as well. The dispositor of this full moon, Mars, will be in a challenging alignment with Pluto in Capricorn. And here your ambitions will be really high, and you really want to get ahead in your life, but someone might challenge you. Someone might challenge your ego at this time. So perhaps diplomacy, patience will be required around this time. Now, being practical as well, productive, if possible, especially with that Pluto activated in the 12th house, triggered by Mars in the 9th. On the 26th, we've got Venus in Sagittarius squaring Neptune in Pisces, and Venus will be in your area of friendships, groups you belong to, hopes and wishes, and Neptune will be in your 2nd house. So here with Venus and the Neptune triggering these spheres, there could be some confusion that emerges connected to your friends or a group that you belong to, or perhaps if you are going to work in a team, be as realistic as possible about any expectations you might have from others, because you might be disappointed otherwise, especially if these expectations are too high or unattainable. At the same time, with Neptune activated in your 2nd house, be careful of any scammers or of any deals or any financial temptations throughout this day, because your judgment might not be as clear as usual. And the month ends with the Sun in Scorpio square Saturn in Aquarius, and the Sun will be in your sphere of career and public life, squaring Saturn in your 1st. This is not a good day for teamwork, for being competitive, because you might be criticized by others. So you might be too self-critical of yourself. Your self-esteem might be lower as well. So generally, this is a day to either work independently, or if you have to work in a team or with others, be persistent, patient, because this will help you to get through. Other than that, make sure you find something throughout the day that makes you feel relaxed, calm, because you might need it to release any heavy energies that might emerge throughout the day. Even lighting a candle with a nice scent would be a good idea. And on this note, or listening to music. And on this note, I would like to wish you a pleasant month. I hope October is a good month for you, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you and bye for now.